Hello.
Hello.
Is that like the Weeb 101 intro? Like hello.
It's our improvised
I
intro.
feel like a lot of people have better intros, and we have hello.
Yes. Is it a dead way of saying hello again?
It's freaking OBS on Reddit disconnected and is now reconnecting, and my video died along with it.
Yeah, your video died.
I don't know.
I don't know why I thought your face was like just frozen there and judging me constantly, but your video is just dead. Cool, good to know.
That my face probably is judging it, yes. Let me do a quick swapperoo. And we shall be on our way. Not that
thumbnail for the video is still the same. Nice.
Hey, I forgot, okay?
Did you know? It's as if we are still together.
So the thing is, Sid gave me all the thumbnails. He gave me all the thumbnails ahead of time. He's like, here are all the topics you said you would do. Here you go. Here are the thumbnails. And then I forget each time.
Good, nice. I mean, we have to just recycle some content at some point or the other. Might as well.
We should be live on Reddit now. Sorry, Reddit, if we weren't live all this while, but we are now. I'm getting my camera working real quick.
Honestly,
yes,
it's not even our fault. It just takes a good while to load up either way.
That's true. Yeah, we should be all good to go now. So Sid's still dead. He's still at the club, at the mountain club, hikers club, climbers club,
if you will.
He's
the Mile High Club.
He's there, as the Indians say about dead people.
He's watching on us. Probably actually watching
he's not,
on us.
He's
right
not
now,
watching. I'm 100% sure he's cool. He'll be like, nah, I don't give a shit. But how have you been, Audi? How was your day?
My day was very, very boring, actually. I didn't do a whole lot aside from watching. Well, you know what? I wouldn't say boring. I have actually been binging Peaky Blinders since yesterday, and it's been a fun.
By the order of the Peaky fucking Blinders. Great show. You guys should watch it if you haven't already. It's a pretty good show. Cillian Murphy is there.
This was based on a real account. Was it based on a real account?
I believe the Peaky Blinders were a real group, but none of the characters are based on real people. That would be Winston Churchill is based on a real person. Did you know? Did you know Winston Churchill?
Fucking, I didn't know. Fucking,
yeah,
sounds like a very interesting character.
Before Sid left, I was talking to him, and there was like this whole conversation we had about basically Winston Churchill and Hitler, and how for the Western world, Hitler is like the major bad guy, and Winston Churchill is like this, god amongst men who has done the best service to mankind that he could have. But if you look at Indians, and especially Bengalis, Winston Churchill is considered the scum of the earth because he caused like a massive, basically genocide in India, which I think a lot of Westerners don't know of.
Not a direct one. He caused like a huge.
It was a direct one.
He drained us dry. He
basically took
drained
food.
resources and made sure that we starved for our efforts. Like Indians participated in the war by the greatest amount. They weren't given any food at all. Most of the food was taken to the soldiers in the UK and the forces and all that.
I would say that is pretty fucking direct. Like Winston Churchill starved millions of people, and millions of people died.
No, nobody fucking cares. Nobody's gonna look at it.
It's just weird, isn't it? Because they're like, Hitler killed so many people, and we're like, guys, like.
Guy fucking crippled a whole nation over here, but whatever, that's fine. And
the British,
let's just slide that under the carpet.
The British were like, hey, if you participate in this war, we will give you freedom. And we're like, let's do
like
it.
A fucking deal.
And then it's like, Lama, you guys died.
Man, the biggest scam of the century, but nobody ever does talk about it.
Name a better combo than the British and Indians.
400 years. Constant fucking.
But anyway, on to our actual topics for today. We are Going to be talking about what seems to be supreme.
Yes. So, before I actually get into the whole concept of Supreme Bakers, which is like one of the biggest bakers in all of Kerala. So Kerala, and I believe even Tamil Nadu as well, has like this concept of bakery, so to speak.
Yes.
And but before bakeries, families before there were any bakeries, families would make their own shit and kind of give it away to families, so to speak. You know, like kind of like neighboring gifts. Every time you have chai or some shit, you give like a baked good here, a baked good there, shit like that. You just make things constantly because it develops society as a whole. It creates connections and all that.
You're just
In that,
describing bakeries.
yeah, but like these were families. These were like houses. Houses made these before them.
Yeah.
So like because of this concept, bakeries came up in Kerala and in Tamil Nadu, where
Yeah. Ah,
it seems to be running fine.
sorry if there are interruptions, Reddit. I'm trying my best, or this laptop is trying its best. But yes, sorry, you can continue. The bakeries.
But yeah, so basically once bakeries came into play, and they kind of started making everything under the sun. They started making namkeen, they started making fucking snacks you can eat on there, because they started making cakes, they started making baked goods, all sorts of shit. And Supreme is one of the most the famous bakers, I'd say, out there, because Supreme seems to be around pretty much every corner that I've gone in, and they make some fucking interesting things. Now, like most of the bakers, they also have their own variety of shit. But then the store that I went to,
Mhm.
they seem to be a step ahead. They seem to be kind of like an Indian version of a convenience store or a combini, if you will. They have warm meals inside over there. They have actual warm meals prepared and kept over there. You can just go in there, pay some 200 odd bucks. You get a whole fucking meal that can serve up to two people, or like
I
a
would
whole
just
rice meal.
I would just like to say that in India, we don't have things like 7-Eleven. We only have stores where you can go buy. You can eat. It's either a restaurant where you can sit and eat, or like a cafe or whatever. No, or you can get like packaged fast food, which you can go home and then quickly cook, or just open up and
Yeah.
eat like chips and small cakes and shit like
The
that.
concept of actually buying a full fucking ready-made meal from a store doesn't really exist
Yeah,
in India, so to speak. But in Supreme, it does. You can just walk into the store, and the first fucking rack over there, I have even like an image of a rack or something. But basically, they show all sorts of foodstuffs on there, and one of the racks will just have cooked food ready made. They have like fucking fried rice. They have chicken curry. They have veg curry. They have idiyappam. They have dosa. They have literally everything under the sun. You can just pick up whatever you want, combine that shit, and eat it outside if you want. Take it home, eat it there. Do whatever. It's literally a convenience store, and the best part is, just like another convenience store, you can find other things over there as well. You want a Red Bull to go along with it? Go for it, Red Bull. You want fucking something like this, which is cheese bread, if you will.
that just looks like a pizza slice.
It is basically a pizza slice. It's a cheese bread slice that comes for 31 rupees.
Wow,
I can just I just purchased like three of these, and my grandma wanted one, so
you though in the store.
I I think the option is there. So like certain things like puffs and all, like fucking baked goods. I don't know how the fuck else to say it. Puffs, basically puffs, cutlets, and
Puffs
all
are
that shit.
beautiful, yes.
Yeah, like puff pastry and anything around puff pastry. If you want to eat it immediately, or if you want to eat it like on the road or some shit, they have like microwave ovens out there where they can just heat it up for you and just give it to you immediately.
Puffs are
I
actually
don't.
like a one sec. There is one comment from Halish Kobe, and this seems like a scam. So I'm just going to quickly remove it. Halish, if you are still in chat and this is just some reference I don't get, I'm sorry, but yeah. Anyway, deleted comment. Yeah.
Something
So no, I just googled it and it seemed to be some spam. So I did. I'm just deleting it unless Halish has something else to say about it. In which case, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically in Chennai, when after school, or actually even during summer break, so what happened was we had a basketball court in my school, and as I mean, I know it doesn't look like it now, but I used to go for basketball practice with
With the prime of
school.
basketball.
Yeah, I used to I used to play basketball with the school. Like, what do you call it? Like the people who would become the team later on. Like, they had
Like the
coaching
school
services.
trainees.
Yeah, they had coaching services, and they would pick students from there to become a part of the actual team. And Control NK says it's the spam bot. Yes, thank you, Control NK. I assume the same. But yeah, so what we would do is, like, we would use the basketball court during our summer vacation, because we were all in the basketball coaching, and they would just be like, yeah, just come and play, whatever, it's fine. So we would all get like something like a Coke or or some drink, and we would get an ice cream. We had Amul's ice cream over there, and we had this lemon bar.
Ooh.
And we would have
Wait, the lemon
puffs.
bar, the thing that you fucking tear open and suck on for like 15 minutes straight.
No,
the ice candy shit.
Yeah, the ice candy shit. 15 minutes, I just bite into that and I finish it in 2 minutes.
Fuck no. Like you take your time with that shit, and then in the end you fucking just down that shit like a fucking drink afterwards when it's all melted. It's beautiful. But I
Just drink Tang in that case. But
I
yeah.
drank both.
But yeah, we would have puffs with that, because the puffs were amazing. So the bakery thing, definitely something I miss in Mumbai. I mean, you have bakeries in Mumbai, don't get me wrong, but they're not the same quality, I would say.
Yeah, like I don't know why. Like it's vastly different. I think here they actually make shit on the daily. They don't take shit from the previous day and sort of sell it again.
How
They
many
always-
puffs do you make on the day?
My fucking god. Interesting song, but yes. How many mics do you rip on the daily? Huh? But yeah, I think they just make shit every single day, and that's why it just everything tastes better over here as well. Also, they have like a variety of spices that they run through, except in Maharashtra, they have their own set of fucking dishes over there, where it's mostly like aloo based dishes, which is good in its own right. I'm not gonna deny that bit, but then here it's like another league of its own.
Yeah, I mean, if it comes to any Maharashtra dish, like, okay, like, I for one am a huge fan of I like usal pav, not misal pav. Usal pav with like a vada just put into the middle of it. I'm 100% sure that anyone who's like from the western sphere of the world who's listening is like, what the fuck did this idiot just say? But it's just Google it, usal pav. It's beautiful. It's like a spicy broth with bread that you just soak in and you just eat. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
And people
I
put
see
like
broth lentil soup with bread.
people
to just describe it.
put a crunchy mix on top, which then soaks in. But I don't
Fasad.
like it because it's like either crunchy and then it slowly becomes soft and then it becomes kind of disgusting. So I just prefer the usal without the crunchy bits.
But like, and the same thing. It's the same thing, right? Here also, it's like cheap. It's like you can just pick it. Like it's not like fucking restaurant tier food where you
can
pay
just pick
200
up
bucks
and
for it
walk.
and you just you basically pick it up and walk. But it feeds like a whole fucking family if you'd wanted to. Like anyone who eats a regular meal, you can serve two very wholeheartedly. You can serve up to 3 people very easily as well if you want.
That is true. It is very, very easy to fill yourself up with that shit. I must agree. But I don't know if you're just reaching out for something.
This is the dabba. Yeah, this is the dabba that I have.
What?
This is the dabba that contain the fucking rice. That's how much rice you get for around 200 bucks.
Hey, that's not bad. What rice did you get?
Szechuan fried rice. They didn't have much options then, but then I picked that up either way. I wanted to just taste it either way.
I'm surprised you didn't like just cram it full of some meat and then be like, haha.
I would have Szechuan chicken fried rice. But
Then fucking knew it. Fucking knew it.
like I said, they don't have a lot of options over there, but I kind of have to make do with what they have. They do experiment a lot as well. Like even the other day, they had nasi goreng fried rice, which was like a very big shock for me because I tried searching for Korean noodles over here. Nothing. I have not found a single place that sells Korean noodles yet. Don't worry, I'll order it from Amazon. Don't worry. I'll find my way.
Amazon doesn't even work in Kerala. Don't lie to me.
It does. How do you think I got my new light that you can see over here? Ha
I assumed you went to a freaking hardware store. Is Kerala so bad that you couldn't go to your hardware store and pick up a light and you had to order it from freaking Amazon instead?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I actually went to the hardware store to get myself like an HDMI cable so that I could make the monitor over here work along with this
Which you
laptop.
didn't make work in the end because I never
It
heard
doesn't
back
work.
from you.
The monitor kind of died out, and the TV that I was supposed to get also wasn't working at the same time. So
So
no
the
monitor.
monitor was dead.
The monitor is pretty much dead. I tested it again.
Told you.
Yeah.
Didn't even have to see it, guys. I just heard the problem and I was like, it's a monitor problem. It's not going to work.
I'll probably have to get a new monitor.
What happened to the TV though?
The TV also didn't have any use for around 2 years or so, and it stopped working after a while.
So,
I called him and asked him to call my relative and asked him to kind of just check and see if the HDMI port is still working. He said the TV stopped working. I'm like, well, shit. Kind of out of options now.
just buy a monitor. It's like 10K on Amazon.
Yeah, I know.
God damn it.
9K.
No,
Order
don't.
it.
It depends on which one you're buying because, okay, let's be honest, like everything in that range is pretty shit. Okay,
I mean,
it's all shit. Like if you're getting a 24-inch monitor and it's 1080p, it's most likely shit if you're paying like 10K for it. Like my monitor, I realized it's absolute shit. When I got it, I was like, oh,
did you buy it for like 11K?
It was 10K, yeah. And when I got it, I was like, holy shit, this monitor huge, oh my god. And then I got the laptop and I was like, this is what color looks
you
like.
Saw the
Yes.
fucking contrast.
And then I showed it to Sid, and Sid's like, I can never look at my monitor again. This monitor sucks. And I showed it to my cousin, and even he's like, this monitor freaking sucks. I'm like, oh, exactly, right? Like, what? I feel so bad wasting money on this freaking monitor now.
You can't really help it, right? It's like a shit monitor. For the price you're getting, it's supposed to be a shit monitor, and you're comparing it to like the most god tier laptop that you have right now.
To be fair, I wanted to get a 27-inch or a 32-inch 2K monitor from LG, and I had the money for it at the time, and I was convinced out of it.
Even so, I still imagine that I think it would have hurt more for you to have gotten the 2K monitor and then seen the comparison with your laptop.
No. That is actually like very good quality. Like that monitor is.
Hey, you know what? After having seen the laptop perform, the laptop screen perform, and I played Valhalla for the 5 minutes, I was mind blown. I can understand why you felt so much pain looking at that display.
I have some bad news for you, Adi.
About the display?
No, for you, not me.
Oh, for me. Okay.
So you said you might get a laptop in a few months. So when I got this laptop, it was 1.3. The current price is 1.7 for the same.
Why did it increase? Huh?
People
2060.
So the thing is, like, the minute it came out, it got sold out. It got sold out like some 4 times in a row, and then I managed to snag it. And then the price just kept increasing slowly as time went on. And for 1.7, you could actually get the 3070.
I see.
And now you can only get the 3060. And if you pay like 2 lakhs, you can get the 3070. And then if you pay 2.4 or 2.5, you can get the 17-inch model of the laptop with the 3070. And if you pay 3 lakhs, you can get
the 3090.
No, you don't get the 3090 mobile doesn't exist, but you can get the 3080 with 32 GB RAM. So if you're looking for a cheapish laptop for your kind of work, it's
maybe it might reduce in 6 months. Who knows? Let's see. I can be hopeful.
Sure. Blame all the miners out there who are stealing everything they can. Okay, not stealing, but like taking everything they can just to make sure that.
Yeah. It's not stealing. It's just like hoarding, which is like in its own way just a worse kind of stealing. I don't know.
Yeah.
At least with stealing, you'd still try to obtain merchandise and sell it for a bigger price. These motherfuckers.
Oh yeah, that's also happening. Though scalping is happening. Also, I read an article that Nvidia was releasing a 2050 for laptops, but it's based on the 30 series architecture and not the 20 series architecture. So nobody's sure why it's called a 2050. And
it should be a 3050.
So it should be like a 30-40 or a 30-30, I guess. That would be the performance range. And they're like, we don't have GPU for 30 series. Please take this instead. And some idiot is going to unfortunately buy it and suffer with it because it's going to be absolute shit.
Well,
what's the topic again? I completely forgot. Yes.
Supreme
Bakery. Yes.
From bakery to the laptop GPU for some reason.
As you can see here, there are a lot of different snacks that Audi has shown. Did you take this photo?
I did not actually. I actually pulled that from Google itself. But yeah, it's actually very reminiscent of what you would see in a regular Supreme Bakers. It's just like stacked to the brim with random shit that you could.
So all these images are from Google. You didn't take any of these images.
No, I actually was too enamored by the shit over there to actually be bothered to take images at the time.
Just take a fucking photo.
I just forgot.
But yeah, this seems like
an hour ago or so. But yes,
this seems like a fun place for people in Kerala to go to because you have no lives otherwise. And it seems like a normal store in Mumbai.
Mm-hmm. Is it a normal store?
Well, looking at the shit you get over here, yeah,
I bet you normal stores will not have what I have in my hand right now.
Which is what?
You can take a wild fucking guess.
Shin Ramyun. Is that Pringles? Is that salt and vinegar Pringles? Is that?
Yes.
Oh my god. You freaking addict.
Never. Dude, it's like the only place where you can actually get salt and vinegar.
What happened to Amazon, huh?
Fuck Amazon. I can just go out there and buy this shit. They have it on stock, unlike fucking Mumbai, which doesn't have it for some reason.
Oh my god. Is this really all that? Like, this is what your life has boiled down to? Freaking Pringles, salt and vinegar Pringles.
Salt and vinegar Pringles is really fucking good, okay? It's worth it to go out of your way to just buy a can of this shit.
I'll never understand your addiction for salt and vinegar Pringles.
It tastes too fucking good. It's like, okay, you take these like fucking light and crispy chips, but they have this like mild flavor of whatever the fuck that is on there in the dabba. It's it's like pizza. There's like cream and onion, and it's like a very mildish flavor of that shit on the chip. Salt and vinegar fucking kicks you in the teeth with vinegar and salt.
Why would you want to be kicked in the teeth? That doesn't seem like a very nice thing to have. Also, buy regular potato chips with salted potato chips. Pour some vinegar on it and eat it. It's probably cheaper. Okay.
That's not how they do it. Okay.
Yeah.
They take like a gallon bottle, put some vinegar, and go in each can. That's probably how they do it.
Yeah. So you can do the same thing for cheaper. Just. Marinate some potato chips in vinegar. Nice. You know, that'll be okay. Actually, I know people online really love salt and vinegar chips, so I'm probably going to get hate for this, but I'm not a fan. Like, I think it's like
is it?
There are 100 different flavors. Humanity has come to the point where you can emulate almost every taste in the world. Okay, and you choose only salt and vinegar. I'm not saying don't choose it, but there are also a gajillion other flavors that you can have. I say this as I eat instant noodles every day of the same brand, but still.
Hey, at least it's a nice flavor. I will give you that much. But then, again, I was a fan of only salted chips before from this thing, Pringles and Lay's and whatever the fuck brands were there. But then once I tried the salt and vinegar, it was like the perfect blend of flavor bomb.
Yeah, but I don't know
exactly how to describe it. It's just too fucking good.
You have like pizza and they have some Indian flavors, and you have.
I'd rather have an actual pizza rather than buy Pringles. Why would you buy a Pringles pizza flavor? You can just buy an actual pizza. And
I can't buy either actually, but
can you just drink salt and vinegar on its own?
I can at home. Yes.
Perfect blend. Why would you do that? Why would you put it?
It's the same as eating an entire box of Pringles.
It's perfectly balanced, bro.
They didn't say that if you suck on a salt and vinegar Pringle enough, you can actually suck out all the vinegar. That's a cooking tip for you guys. Nandemo cooking.
Don't try sucking out all the vinegar.
Rahel Doreen, another spam bot, and Control 9K is saying go to the link group. I'm not going to go to the link. Control 9K.
Control 9K has very much convinced us. Yeah, this is like a
After-
new thread of spam bots or what? Like I'm seeing this for the first
No,
time.
I put tech in the title, so maybe that's why.
Maybe.
Also, Control 9K, I actually did go to a random link once and got ransomware and never again. But anyway,
Nice.
next topic, we're going to be talking about. So, this is something that
Dota.
plagues the gaming industry in general. But we are going to be talking about the people who started this monstrosity and the people who continue it in the most disgusting way possible. And I say that even though that is literally, they made the only game that's in my computer, and this is the game that caused it all. It's Dota 2. Okay, I don't play other games. I barely even play games like in general. Like I've become too depressed for games. I'm pretty sure a lot of you can relate. But I have Dota 2. I played once in a blue moon, and Control NK also got ransomware once. Yay, high five! But
Live and learn.
I had, thankfully I didn't have any like important data. I could just wipe the drive and just redo everything. But it's a pain in the
Not
butt.
like I have any right now. But
Also, they asked for $1,700. I'm like, dude, I can't give you 1,700 rupees. Where the fuck am I going to give you $1,700 from? Are you fucking mad? That's an insane amount.
It's not even worth that much.
Yeah, I mean, like, just keep the freaking data. I don't give a shit.
1,700. Fucking it. They expect a lot out of you, huh?
All my PDFs and stored manga pages got encrypted, says Control 9K. Oh
no.
Well, you can. They asked 0.25 Bitcoin from me. Wow. What was the Bitcoin rate at that time? That I think I'm very curious
how much
about
was
that.
It worth?
Because if that's like the current rate,
seems pretty high for even whatever rate it may be.
Yeah, but if Bitcoin was like $1,000 total, then they ask for like $250 from. But if it's like right now, it's like even 1 lakh rupees. That's like 25k rupees. Yeah. Okay. So Valve started what?
$500. What the fuck?
Oh.
छोड़ दे भाव नहीं
Yeah,
हो रहा
okay.
है.
Yeah.
Just give it to them.
They asked me for 1,700. Like, what the fuck? Who can afford that? I can't.
It's like a hilarious amount. This kind of loops on. So like the 500 still seems like worrisome, but then 1,700 you just laugh at it. Go fuck it.
Yeah, like dude, if I had the nuclear missile codes, I'd be like, nah, it's gone. It's cool. Nukes are unusable now. I can't do shit about it. Fuck it. But yeah, okay. So Valve did something really, really smart. For those of you, okay, a lot of people don't know about Dota 2 because, Valve were very late to the party when it came to MOBAs because there was like Hon. Oh, by the way, RIP Hon, now it's dead.
Hon, yes.
They are closing in June.
The servers died out, right?
No, they're closing in June 20th, I think, 2022. They cannot.
Yeah, but they had like a whole exodus like a couple of years back as well, right? Like,
wasn't that the other game? They were like, which one is closing down now? Isn't it Hon?
Was it on? Because I remember Hon still being like in the news for like people leaving the game. Because
it's Hon. June 20th, 2022. So that's 6 more months, and people will. They're apparently having a few events. Till they actually shut down everything. But Adi, did you know that Ice Frog worked on Hon with the Hon developers at the start? A lot of the heroes there were his ideas, and unofficially it was considered Dota 2.
The first original 4, right? The 4 guys who
I forgot the guys, but no.
Ice Frog, Yule, Gwinsu, and
no. Ice Frog came much later. Pendragon was before Ice Frog. Gwinsu and Yule were also before Ice Frog, and then Gwinsu and Pendragon went to make
LOL.
Right. So League of Legends became the biggest sequel to Dota, so to speak. But Hon was considered the
daddy of it
the
all.
The actual sequel to Dota, because Ice Frog himself worked on many of the hero designs until Dota 2 itself came out, and it was like obvious that now this was Dota, the sequel. But anyway, what Valve did was very interesting, which is that they put in $1 million of their money, $1 million, and Dota 2 was not even launched, so you couldn't play it without a beta invite. And the teams that were in the tournament also didn't have access until the freaking tournament. some of the teams actually played the tournament. That was the first time they played the game Dota 2 because they're all used to Dota 1, and a lot of them lost because of that.
Any of the Chinese teams actually also had that same issue.
Do you know that's one of the reasons why Navi won TI1?
Because the Chinese teams were not exposed to Dota 2?
Because they were one of the first teams to get access to Dota 2. A lot of other teams didn't have access. So I forgot which team it was. One team was literally sitting in Fountain trying to figure out how to create a mech because they were used to 3 different shops and there was one shop and they're like looking at everything. They're like, where, how, what is going on? So they wasted a lot of time just figuring out the game. But they put in $1 million. Valve put in $1 million to make the international economy ad 5398 says, worst stream of all time. Congrats. Thank you. I hope it's better than your personality at least. But anyway, moving on. So
pleasant.
Valve put in $1 million and they decided to give it as a prize for the winner of the tournament, the international. And then it became a crowdfunding thing. You know, they released a compendium where people could pay money and a certain percent of that would go towards the prize pool and the certain percent would go towards Valve. And they gave you free skins in return. And that became a battle pass. And then that became the cancer that is known today.
So it was a solid system for a good while, I'd say. Like I think up until TI5, we were getting pretty good items, or like we were getting our money's worth essentially for paying a good amount of money towards the tournament. And I say that, you know, seeing like if you have to compare today's rewards to then, today's rewards are much grander than usual. Today you get like fucking arcanas and shit, but then that's kind of the crux of the problem.
That is true.
Back then you had to pay some. How much did we pay? Like we paid upwards of what?
It was around
rupees at best.
Yeah, no, a little more. It was I think we paid $200 or $300
just as is, not without the bundles, just as is. Like
that's the same now though. 3.2k now for the 100 level battle pass.
So like at least 5,000 rupees at the very least. So we paid at least 5,000 rupees. And we got a good amount of items for that time. We got some really rare immortals that I'm pretty sure are really, really cheap now, but then were also expensive for a good while. Generally, collectors' items that, you know, are harder to get by nowadays.
One sec, Adi, the same guy on Reddit said, "Oi, chup ho ja." What's really interesting is that he said worst stream of all time and then continued to stay. So, jokes on you.
Jokes on him, right?
Yeah. Anyway, moving on, ignoring this troll. Anyway, yeah. So it was a good system at the start. A lot of people pitched in, and the prize pool just kept going up.
It is not only a good system for money making; it was a good system to get the community sort of, into the whole spirit of the international. Like everyone looked forward to this event, not just because it was like it's going to be a big fucking tournament of Dota. It was a nice community event. People
it really was
forward to it because it had like its own set of like fun games that you could play, like small events that you could do over here and there. There was even the prize pool limit that you could surpass if they got enough money in the prize pool,
and you would get more points.
Basically. But then it's like the small little things that people kind of looked forward to.
Yeah, but look at this. It started at $1.6 million. The second tournament was 1.6 million. Third one was 2.8. Then it went straight up to 10.9 million.
Yeah.
Then 18.4 million. And now the latest one was 40 million total prize pool, which is
$40 million.
Insane. Absolutely
I think there was
insane.
Like some LOL streamer that
saw it and freaking died.
He just saw it and wondered what the fuck he was doing playing fucking LOL, because LOL still has what, 2-point-something million for a prize pool, whereas Dota 2 is sitting at the top with like fucking 40 million.
Yeah, but
huge prize pool.
Yeah, but LOL has Arcane anyway.
But anyways, yeah, the problem being, back then we paid a good amount of money, we got a lot of shit. Nowadays we pay the same amount of money and we barely get fucking anything, because Valve kind of slowly implemented a system, or slowly, gradually, with each passing year, implemented a system that basically started removing certain things here and there. They started removing the fun little mini games that the community had. They replaced it with, shittier things, if you will, like random sets that people really didn't want, but got it as a reward for paying enough money. and they started to play. They put in bad rewards. They started putting in empty reward slots, if you will, through the levels. They kind of stretched out the compendium reward section, and now basically at this stage you have to pay like a fuck ton of money to get the really good shit that you would want from a
which is
compendium.
on screen right now, which is the Draw Ranger Arcana, which gives her a freaking ballista crossbow mixture. I don't know, but that is freaking insane. The model looks amazing, extremely detailed. The ballista looks beautiful. The Draw Ranger
effects
model
look even
herself
better.
looks amazing, and there's an upgrade to it, and they have 800 freaking voice lines to this for this one character, for this one
Like,
hat.
that's the thing, right? They understood that, you know, their potential can be really, really fucking milked, and they basically kept the same quality, if not expanded upon the quality of their work. They keep upping themselves with each passing arcana.
That they do.
And every single year they just make that arcana just slightly further away, and we just have to pay that extra bit of money just to get fucking there. And now it's reached to a point where us like people with barely any money to our name can't really buy these things. What makes it worse is that these arcanas are only limited for the event, and once the event is over, you're not getting a chance at ever buying that arcana again.
And there is one important point, which is that in most other games, it is basically your battle pass is something that can be finished if you grind. And Valve, for Dota 2, it's impossible for you to grind your way through the battle pass. You have to pay and get levels to get access to these insanely expensive and good-looking hats.
And the thing
even
is,
this one
other battle passes.
Okay, wait. This is fun. Wait, before we go on, here on screen is the model for the character Wind Ranger. Okay, this looks absolutely terrible. I'm glad Audi put in this photo.
Potato of a model has.
Looks,
that's why I wanted to put the comparison just to see what we have right now and what we get for paying a fuck ton of money.
This is the character you get to play in game. Right now, if you loaded the game right now, this is the freaking model you get in 2021, and this over here is what you get if you pay, like, I think you have to pay some, I don't know, $300.
$300 easy. I think. Yeah. Well, we reached $300 at that point. Yeah, I remember.
It was ridiculously expensive.
Amount. And that was the highest goal for that compendium, by the way, the Wind Ranger Arcana.
Is it the co-op or is it the Wind Ranger? I don't remember.
The co-op was the second one. Oh. First it was Skeleton King, second it was co-op, third was Wind Ranger, and ours was the highest goal. And we got 3 Arcanas for that price, but was it
really worth it? In comparison, an Arcana used to sell for $35 on when Valve used to sell it directly. Yeah, but not the new ones, the old ones. Okay, you know what?
The Ogre Magi model, the Ogre Magi, which comes in the newer era of Arcanas, where everyone gets like a new model.
Yeah, but that was the last.
That also still sells for $30.
Yeah, and one of the biggest complaints that the Dota community had was that the Spectre Arcana, which was a community vote, was put behind a paywall. But okay, you know what? I'm just going to hop in and defend Valve about one thing. Okay, like what they're doing is clearly for profit. Like, it's a stupid thing to do. Like, you should be giving more items for players without spending this much, or giving the ability to buy whatever they want without having to spend this much. But I completely understand why this is like the best money making scheme for them. But it's very greedy. I'm not supporting it. But one thing I will give Valve is that they very nicely gave us an Arcana vote and a remodel vote every year for the heroes that we thought deserved an Arcana and a remodel. And Reddit especially had to just screw with Valve and put in memes everywhere. And then it caught on from Reddit, went to the rest of the internet, and then Faceless Void got the remodel vote. And Valve were like, what the hell do we do? And then they removed the remodel vote after that. Like, you could have, the community could have voted for Morphling, who is literally just low quality, low poly water.
Well, in their defense, at the time, all models were low poly.
I'm sorry, the Morphling model looked much worse than the Baseless Void model. The Baseless Void model was good.
At the time, Morphling's model was okay. It was like the same standard as other models out there.
No way.
Now, if you have to compare,
they literally just improved the textures of the Faceless Void model a bit, and then gave him like better toned muscles, and they were like, That's it, guys. It's a remodel.
I mean,
Like
we are not getting a Morphling remodel in fucking years now.
yeah, but I'm saying if the community had an option of voting for a remodel and then they meme it, or voting for an Arcana and then they meme it, Valve is like, is there a point? Why don't we just do whatever the fuck we want and then make them pay for it?
Basically.
And so I can understand the frustration they must be feeling as a game company, because they're like,
can just make
I want to help you, community. Yeah. What do you say? And the community is like, fuck you. Here's a meme, here's a meme, here's a meme, here's a meme. And that's like, fuck. You know what? Screw it. Next time I'm just doing it myself. It's what they're doing. Again, not supporting the fact that they're asking for so much money, but
I can understand, like, fuck it. Put your Arcanas behind a paywall. Like, if you want to really get people to buy the like more levels of the Battle Pass for that Arcana, do it. But at the very least, make the Arcana purchasable after a certain point. Like, make it purchasable 6 months after the event is over, or like a year after the event is over. Like, at least give the option to the players that they can purchase this Arcana for the retail price, which is like $60 or $30. How much ever
$35
price is
yeah.
for the Arcana? 35. Make it for $35, because everyone wants to buy an Arcana at some point, and it's like the most top tier gift that you can give to someone. And it's just going to be more money for them at the end of the day. Like, I don't see why it's such a bad idea, because all they have to do is like put it up on sale, and people are just going to be like, oh, new Arcana, fuck it, let's just buy that shit.
Yeah, but they're relying on the FOMO that people are going to have, and they're like, oh, I'm never going to get this. Oh no, it's my favorite hero. I need to buy this. And then they just like freaking fall for it in that pot.
Well, I guess.
I mean, that's what happened to you and Sid, right? It happened to me as well. I just couldn't afford it at the time. But you saw Wind Ranger, you saw Co-op, and you were like, holy shit, I need to get this freaking model. It looks beautiful. I don't care if I have to spend a ton of money for it. I just need it.
Co-op one looked way too good. Co-op and Skeleton King one looked
way
too good.
I mean, it works. It's like every time I have to play Co-op or Wind Ranger, I'm like, like, can you swap with me, please? Could you give me the set for this match, please? And that like happens even with like everything. Like, in fact, Mickey, our mod, he used to, apparently for the entire Battle Pass with the Spectre Arcana, he used to keep swapping with people whenever he wanted to play Spectre, or whenever he wanted to play any character whose persona or Arcana he didn't have, just so that he could play with them. So it's like full FOMO. You're like, I don't want to miss this. It's one of my favorite characters, so please, I just have to. And in fact, the community was literally begging Valve to release the freaking bundles of levels for a slightly subsidized price. They were like, please extend it till the first of the next month so that we can get our salaries and paid. I'm like, holy shit, this is insane. Like, as a company, just imagine you reading comments from your community saying, extend it 2 days so that I can get my paycheck and I can buy this instantly.
Oh my God.
That's freaking insane.
Yeah. It's a beautiful deal at the end of the day. Like, you pay a set amount and you get 3 Arcanas. Something that you have never seen before, and probably will never happen again for a good while now, because they banked on that fucking day. They like 3 Arcanas, everyone fucking purchase levels all the way up to 600 or whatever the fuck it was for Windy Arcana.
But like, imagine the power they have for the community to be like, wait, I don't have enough money yet. Hold on, I'm getting the money just for this. Hold on. It's just insane. I mean,
yeah,
like, they should not be taking this much money that people have to wait for paychecks just to pay for a bundle. That's like freaking insane. And the thing is, like, the biggest problem for me is that while it's considered crowdfunding, at the end of the day, 25% goes into the prize pool. So they built 45 million prize pool with 25% of all the purchases that went into it. That means they took home like 160 million. Yeah, which is
basically,
which is like bullshit.
A fuck ton of money. A fuck ton of it. It's way too much money for an organization to be holding to begin with, and they make this kind of money every single year. And I'm not saying it's like unethical to not make that kind of money. Fuck it, make it if you want, but at the very least,
yeah, I mean,
like, throw
to be fair,
back to the community.
like, I mean, they are even they are. It's not the scummiest practice ever, because there are like companies that literally work people to the bone, where they're like never want to come into the industry again. There are companies which literally do extremely illegal practices with
Yeah.
kids and stuff like that within China, which make things much worse for everybody. But so Valve isn't doing that sort of unethical stuff. This is more of the I'm just gonna fuck with your head until you give
It's
me money type of stuff.
it's fucking scummy. It's unethical at the end of the day. Like it's frowned upon at the very best. Like you can always just make a frown over it, but then there's nothing wrong about it. It's all legal. They it's their product. They can put a
Yeah, they can
how
put
much ever
whatever
the
they
fuck
want.
charge they
Yeah, they
want.
can charge how much ever they
And
want for it.
at the end
Yes.
of the day, they put a good amount of work into to the point where you just look at it and go, maybe it is worth a kidney or two. Who knows?
Yeah. And looking at the number of pro players who already have like all the sets, these guys are like, yes, I want to invest in the heroes I play all the time. And I'm pretty sure there are Bales in every situation like this who
Of
keep
course, yeah.
spending a lot. But
There's a Saudi prince or two who spends a fuck ton of money on these things.
yeah,
Those are the kind of people that Valve is looking at.
yeah. I mean, I wish battle passes were more affordable. Maybe regional pricing. That's something that I've seen raised over the years. Regional pricing for battle passes, like Steam already has for games, multiple games, and they have ways to make sure that people can't just VPN to another country and buy it for cheap. So that might be a very good solution for this to make it more affordable.
Yeah,
But
there were actually a lot of complaints.
but again, I find it
Indian
hard
pricing,
to.
yeah, I wouldn't mind. Certainly would be better than paying fucking US prices for this shit.
See, on one hand, they put in so much work. Like they genuinely make such good models. They genuinely make such good everything. But on the other hand, they don't invest it back into the community. Like look at what League of Legends did with Arcane. Arcane dominated Netflix. It took
Blew
over
it.
the world.
Fucking destroyed.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen Arcane, anyone who's watching, you should go watch Arcane. Arcane is beautiful, amazing show.
Everyone was
I was
really
blown
surprised
away
at the
by it.
idea of a video game making an anime with Dota 2 Dragon's Blood, and then fucking Arcane came into the show, and I was like, well, you know what? I
Yeah,
guess I don't want Dota 2 Dragon's Blood anymore. Fuck that shit.
yeah. Arcane has been said to be the future of animation. So, like, you should definitely check it out. It's on Netflix, or if it's not on Netflix, you know how to get it. But yeah, it's beautiful. You should absolutely check it out. So the thing is, like, Valve can do something like this with Dota as well, but they're choosing not to. So
I'm not even
you feel
asking them to
you
do,
feel a
like,
little salty as a
yeah,
person
basically.
who's been
Because
following
they
them for
have
10
done this
years.
before. They're like, we've been at sort of, I don't know if this is like true to say or not, but I feel like anyways, up until TFI, we were at least at terms with Valve and them, setting sort of standards for tournaments and whatnot. And we felt happy that they did those kind of things, because it showed that they cared about the community, showed that they cared about the events and all, showed that they
Yeah,
cared about the little things. Here, it's just blatant milking and just making sure that they take every single penny from us just to get these good
yeah,
models. It is good models, but it's not worth the amount of money we have to pay for it.
yeah.
I'll say
But
that.
okay, but you know what? I There is another point, which is that at the end of the day, League. I mean, there's nothing bad. There's nothing wrong with what League is doing, because they're just putting money into themselves. They're investing in their entire ecosystem of lore, basically with their multiple games. They have Wild Rift, which is League of Legends Mobile, and you have the new 2D platformer. The 2D fighting game they're working on, and all that. But what Valve did is they made the Steam Deck, and the Steam Deck is like a huge thing. Like, firstly, the Linux community is like insanely happy with it, because well, a lot of people are going to be using it. It's handheld gaming that can run almost any freaking game you want. They've added controller support for all their games. They're working with game developers to make games work with the Proton layer that is needed for Linux. They're doing a ton of work to push the gaming industry forward and innovating in the gaming space.
It's kind of the thing that Valve did for the most part. all of their projects, especially the Half-Life projects, were made
And
for
Half-Life
made for the
Alex,
gaming
like it
industry.
pushed VR gaming
Yeah.
ahead like crazy.
They never make a Half-Life game unless it pushes a certain boundary. They've always made Half-Life 2 pushed like was basically the father of all the 3D model gaming out there. It sort of made like realistic facial expressions, realistic movements, all that stuff, and like basically that sort of set a precedent for gaming nowadays. And Half-Life Alex, precedent for VR gaming. All the VR games are going to look up to Half-Life Alex and just go, it's up there. We need to reach that level if we have to be pretty good in VR gaming. So yeah, Valve sort of takes a much larger, bigger picture approach when it comes to spending their money. They don't really see it as a community effort. They sort of want to they want to shape the future, is what I'll say.
They definitely are doing that though. Okay, as a person who's never had a Switch because Nintendo doesn't sell them in India legally and they're very, very expensive to get illegally, and a person who's never going to be able to afford a Steam Deck, if I was given the choice between the two, like if you just held both side by side and told me what they did, I'd go Steam Deck every single time. There is no way I'm going for the Switch. Like I understand there's a lot of nostalgia for a lot of people that's completely okay. Like, you know, what you do, whatever your favorite games are, you should play them. But for me personally, I would always go Steam Deck. I'd be like, it's a computer. I can run anything I want on it. I can plug it into monitors and keyboards and everything else. Like
it does
so
all things that the Switch
It's
can
so
do,
fun.
except the Steam Deck is connected to Steam. It's connected to Steam, and you have access to what feels like a million games out there. Whereas Switch has what?
Yeah, you have access to almost the entire Steam collection, which is insane.
Basically.
And I'm assuming. Okay, Control N case is the Linux community is happy because they can use software on the laptop with open source, not necessarily by Steam Deck. Yeah, of course. That is a very important point that they can use the software on the laptops, but they're also very happy that people will be using Linux a lot more, because when you get a Steam Deck, you're going to be using Linux. Not a lot of people are going to go out of their way to install Windows on it, which you can do, by the way. So you can probably install a Switch emulator on the Steam Deck. Yes. And you can install Android on the Switch. Did you guys know that? Did you know you could install Android on the Switch? So you can.
Android just another branch of Linux at the end of the day.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, if you can take a Nintendo Switch and you can install Android on it, it's heavily frowned upon by Nintendo. They do not like the idea that people will do that.
what, at this point, what isn't fucking frowned upon?
And the thing is, right? So when you install Linux on the Switch, apparently it just becomes an Android tablet. So you can't use the Joy-Cons connected physically. You have to connect them through Bluetooth, and then you have to use them. So apparently it's really annoying. But you can emulate anything and play whatever you want because you get access to a lot of cool things. I mean, I would totally do that if I had a Switch just for the fuck of it. I would probably ruin it, but
it was popular for a good while. When like it first came out, everyone really wanted to buy a Switch, but then, you know, Nintendo being Nintendo made the availability there only for like 2-3 countries, and they kind of fucked themselves in the process when it comes to selling shit. So
yeah, they definitely did. But they don't care about India. They genuinely don't care about India. Control 9K asked, but why? I'm assuming you're asking about Android on the Switch, but I mean, why not? Android on everything. It's easy to fuck with. You can do whatever you want. I would totally do it. Like just because you can. Like it's just like a fun project to do. Like just install Android on the Switch. It's like you know, you just I don't know. Like I've actually dual booted Linux just to try it, and then I realized I'm very, very dumb when it comes to such stuff. So I eventually stopped it and used only Windows. But I just did it because I could. There's no reason to actually do it. You just do it because you can. It's beautiful. Android on the Switch, it's the future. But Windows on the Steam Deck, that could also be the future, because you can connect an external display through USB-C. You can connect docks. What if the Steam Deck just became people's primary computer? It wouldn't be very powerful, but definitely worth thinking about. But yeah, even so, like, Valve shouldn't be taking this much money, but Valve are also doing good things otherwise.
Yeah.
I would argue that the models are good enough for the money they're charging.
Huh?
I would argue that the models are good enough for the money they're charging. I would definitely argue that.
No, not for level 333. You know what? I'd understand if the amount of money paid was like it was worth it if they didn't add empty levels in the fucking battle pass. That is one thing that I've seen no other this thing games do. They don't add empty levels. They have something or the other that gives the player in at each passing level. Fucking
No,
paladins.
forget that. I'm saying like the amount of detail and
The
effort that
300
went into
no.
it,
Uh,
I think it's
See,
worth it.
the amount we paid for the three arcanas, that was worth it. That was spread across three arcanas at the very
That
least.
was
Yeah,
pretty much the
this
same.
is the same. No, this is what Wraith King came around level 200 something. Co-op came around 400, and Wind Ranger came around 600, 675 if I remember correctly.
And
So
this time you have Dragon Knight.
333.
No, you have Mirana. You have
I mean,
Raw
Mirana
Ranger.
looks like absolute dog. I'll say that much. Mirana does not look good at all.
Much better than the base model, I
The
must say.
DK one looks decent. The Mirana didn't look that great. Animations are nice, but then the model itself, it could have been better. It could have been far better.
I suppose.
The way they did Marcy, they could have done the same thing for Mirana as well. I don't know why they kind of skimped out on that bit. But the amount of money paid for the Arcana, not really worth. I don't think it's worth anyways.
I don't know. If I had the money, I would definitely buy a battle passes all the
If I wanted to
time.
buy just the Arcana, and I'm pretty sure many people just want to buy the Arcana alone
Of course
because
they do.
like there's literally no other incentive to buy the battle pass nowadays. Immortals, sure, whatever. Immortals are like a side bonus, but then no one really buys the battle pass to go looking for immortals. They want
That's
the
true.
Arcana at the end of the day.
That's good.
So paying all the way up to 330 just for an Arcana, not fucking worth it. I'd say at least a bit lower. Somewhere around $90 at best. No, sorry, $60. Like double the price of the regular Arcanas, if you will.
I suppose.
It's painful to see this much amount of money being paid for it.
Yeah, but
you just know that when this is promoted, Valve is going to be like, okay, well, you purchased it the last time, you can do it this time again. Good luck.
Yeah, and they'll keep doing it until eventually they can't. And that might never come because the community is just desperate for more juicy looking models.
Saudi princess. They're all ready to pay the good money for that shit.
But yeah, would you guys pay that much money for game hats, or do you already pay that much money for game hats? I would love to know if anyone wants to put it out on chat, because I definitely have. I don't regret it because that I have the Enigma Black Hole, which is beautiful. I'm never going to remove that from my account. I have the Shadow Fiend Arcana, which is also beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I've fallen for a lot of these hat marketing tricks by Valve in the past, but do you guys spend money on games? I've never spent it on mobile games, so I feel like that is like because the amount they rip you off is like very obvious.
That is true.
You know,
but it was coming to that point at some point or the other with Clash Royale.
Yeah, but no, the thing is like with at least with Valve, everything is cosmetic. So you're paying just to dress up your virtual dolls.
This is more like an advantage that you have.
With Clash Royale or Clash of Clans, you buy gems and you're like, "Woo, I'm done. I'm like level 14, everything." Freaking insane. I absolutely hate mobile games that give you that much of an advantage. But anyway, screw battle passes. We move on to this. Well, actually, I'll do that later. So we had some tech cleaning in my house. So you know how I'm living with my parents, and my parents always clean every weekend. Okay, they find something or the other to clean every weekend.
Shit and throw it out, yes.
Yeah, and my dad took all the tech in the house and he started throwing out the old shit. And what you see on screen here is my grandmother's old tab. Okay, like this tab was bought for her so that it was like a very cheap tab. One sec. Control N asks, what kind of sites were you visiting when you got ransomware? Surprisingly, not anything really suspicious. I was trying to torrent something and clicked on the wrong link. Anyway.
Generally something suspicious, don't worry.
Anyway, so we had gotten her a tab so that she could play her Candy Crush on it, and she could
I
video call
remember.
people and all that
Yeah.
stuff. And we have this service in India called Cashify. I don't know if it's there in other countries or if there's a similar service. I'm pretty sure it's similar services where you can basically sell your phone to this company and they basically use it for spare parts, or they use it to, I don't even know, they probably just like remove the metal, or they probably do some weird shit with it. But my dad was like, yo, go sell all this shit. And there were two phones I could sell. And then I looked for this tab. And it turns out this tab, even though it was bought a few years ago, is not even on the list of accepted devices. They're like, this shit is so bad, we're not even going to take it. And then
Not even for scrap.
not even for scrap. They just
I
won't
see.
take the device. It's that useless. Then
Huh.
I was like, okay. And then there's a Pixel 2 XL at home. Okay. And
Mhm.
I love the I used to love the Pixel series. I used to absolutely love the Pixel series until they started like blatantly ripping you off for more and more money for less and less features. But
What, like going the Apple route with money?
yeah, basically.
Hmm.
But my sister bought the Pixel 2 XL at like a giant discount from Amazon. And something happened. Okay, like to this day, I don't know what happened, but it just stopped working one day. It wouldn't boot. I tried all my usual tricks, nothing worked. It's actually right here in front of me.
Huh.
We can see that it's a Pixel.
Yeah.
It's a state of confusion. So my sister wants this dead phone for memory's sake. My dad wants to throw it out because it's essentially just waste. And I'm sitting here like, it's a freaking Pixel 2 XL. Fix it, please. For the love of God, fix it. And I asked my dad, I'm like, Dad, what is the problem with the phone? He's like, it's a motherboard issue. We weren't able to get a new motherboard for the Pixel. I was like, I called up every repair service near my house. I'm like, yo, Pixel 2 XL motherboard, please tell me you have it. And one guy's like, yeah, I have it, $5,000. I'm like, shit, okay, you know what? Fuck it, it's worth it. It's a Pixel 2 XL. I was like, Dad, I found a guy who has the motherboard. He's like, okay, that's cool. We can probably fix it. And I call up my sister. I'm like, yo, listen, I'm fixing your Pixel. I found a guy who gave a motherboard. And I'm going to use it for the podcast so that I can use it as a camera at least. And other things because I just want to mess around with it. And she was like, at first she was like, no, you're not going to use it and all that. And then she's like, okay, fine, use it, but don't break it, don't lose it, all that shit. And then she's like, wait, he didn't have a motherboard issue. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, I very clearly remember that when it stopped working, the repair guy said if it was a motherboard issue, I can fix it right now. But it's this one part, and this part is just not available in India. I was like, what the fuck part is this? And then she's like, I don't know, I forgot what part it was. Like what? I was like, what
I
fuck?
see.
I was like, okay, cool. Then I was like, why don't you look in your old chats? Maybe you told somebody what part it was. And I go to my dad. I'm like, Dad, she says it's not the motherboard, it's some part. And he's like, yeah, I don't care. I don't know. She was talking to him. I don't know. I just said motherboard because that's what I thought it was. And then I'm sitting and I'm calling people and I'm like, listen. I call up this one guy that I really used to go to all the time. Okay, and this guy really got pissed off because he misunderstood my question. I told him I came to you like a year ago for the Pixel 2 XL, and you said there was one part which was not available. Okay, and I was like, do you get replacement parts for this phone? Because it's a very old phone. Like you have the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro now. So this is like 4 generations ago. I was like, do you get parts for the phone? If there's a problem, can you get parts to fix it? He's like, yeah, bring it over. Let me check what the problem is and then I'll fix it. I'm like, no, that's not what I'm asking. I'm like, do you have the parts to fix it? Do you get parts? Like, is it possible? Do you see are the parts in the market? He's like, yeah, get it to me and then I'll tell you what the problem is. I'm like, okay, I don't care about the problem. Just tell me if the parts are available in the market to fix the phone. I have to pay like $400 to come to your shop. And he's like, oh, just get me the phone and I'll tell you. I'm like, okay. God freaking damn it.
And did you take the phone to him?
No.
I see. Man.
It's here. It's a Pixel. It's one of my dream phones at the time. And Control Lanke says, wouldn't any important part come with the motherboard? Get it to improve. See, Control Lanke, here's the thing. Okay, I thought the same thing. Okay, I was looking at Pixel 2 XL schematics online, and I could not find a single part that could have caused this issue.
What fucking depth are you going to looking to fucking schematics and shit?
No, no, okay, not like actual schematics, like just the tear downs and different parts. And I'm going through
Even so,
iFixit's
yeah.
whole tear down, and I'm like looking at each part. I'm like, yo, what is that? What part is that? What part is that? And I don't see a single problem that would stop the phone from booting if the entire motherboard was replaced.
Huh.
Like, that's the whole thing. When it comes to a phone, your motherboard has the processor, it has the RAM, it has everything. So it should boot. You have a charger, you have the motherboard, and you have the display.
Everything should work.
If you replace the main board, which is inside, everything should work. And this guy's like, nah, it's possible that it won't work even if the motherboard is fine. I'm like, what the fuck is the problem then? He's like, you have to come and let me check. I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. All I'm asking is, can you get the motherboard? He's like, I don't know, you have to come and check. I'm like, God damn it, dude, just tell me if it's a motherboard problem, can you get me the board? He's like, I come and check. He's like, how will I tell you? How will I tell you if I can fix it if I don't know it's a motherboard problem? I'm like, yeah, but if it is a motherboard problem, is it possible to get it? He's like, you have to come and check. I'm like, oh my god, am I really asking for something so ridiculous over here? I'm just asking if it's possible to fix it. And he's like, no, come and check. I'm like, god fucking damn it, I have to spend $500 for this shit.
The motherfucker knows. He knows. He just wants to, like, he pulls your
knows.
leg every now and then. Yeah.
And Control 9K says if you replace the phone, it'll work. Yeah. See, the thing is, replacing the motherboard is much cheaper than replacing the phone. And replacing the motherboard is essentially replacing the phone, except for the battery and the display. Battery, display, motherboard, 3 major parts. You replace one major part, he probably isn't the technician, just some manager or something. That's very possible. I mean, he does have his own store, so it's very possible that he is just the manager and he doesn't care.
No, more often than not, it's always one of the technicians who always pick up this thing. And even if it is the manager would kind of have an idea of whether they would have the parts of the phone lying around in order to be able to fix it. One way or the other, they would have had the answer.
It's in Vashi Plaza. They can literally go find it anywhere.
Yeah,
so Control 9K says just go there and check. See, Control 9K, the problem is it's 30 kilometers away. Okay, and if again, I understand. Okay, but no one is going to be able to tell me what the problem is without being able to open up the phone. I understand that. I'm not stupid. My only question was, it's an old phone. Do you still get parts for it? Can it still be fixed? Yeah. And he's like, I'll tell you the problem and then I'll tell you if it can be fixed. I'm like, I don't. Like, why does it matter if there is a problem? Can it be fixed? Check it. I'll tell you. I was like, I'm just done with this freaking guy.
Did you end up going to the Chambur guy by any chance?
Oh no, the Chambur guy just sells scams.
I see. Still does, huh?
Yeah, he was like, oh, you like original iPhone battery? Here you go, $2,000, and then it turned out to be some fucking trash piece of shit that ended up dying in 3 months. Thankfully, it wasn't my phone.
It's a bit selling iPhone batteries.
No, that guy like specializes in Apple stuff. Like he has tons of MacBooks over there. He fixed my dad's MacBook.
Tears them apart and
Frankensteined a MacBook for my dad. He took like the motherboard of one MacBook. He took like some other part of the other MacBook. He took like the chassis of another MacBook and he put it together. And he's like, "Yo, you got new MacBook for you."
Yes, special edition MacBook.
Control 9K says, "What else are you doing during the day? Make a trip. Go say hi to him." Hey, I do a lot of.
He kind of got you there.
He got me there. But I have to spend money to go there. But I have to go in a cab. I have to go in a cab. I have to spend money just to go there. And then I have to sit there for like 2 hours until the guy opens it up and then tells me what the problem is. And then I have to come back. And if he's fixing it, I have to go back the next day. Oh, it's such a pain in the ass.
Just take the train, bro. COVID is a lie, bro.
Oh, if I take the train.
COVID is not a lie. Please don't take that out of context, please.
Oh my God. Control 9K is going to clip it and then just put it out. Nandemo is denies COVID. Not if you walk. Yeah, you know what? I would rather cycle my way over there and die halfway through than walk through Mumbai highways.
That has happened before.
I have walked through Mumbai highways before. But yeah, basically, there's a phone with a better camera than this, whatever you're looking at right now. I mean, it won't make my face any better because that's terrible, but It'll show the ugliness in more detail. It's a
suppose.
good phone, good hardware, everything's good, and it's dead.
See, the images that you sent, I thought it was kind of like segueing into one another, and you were just going to kind of end it off with like, yeah, it's that tiny little shitty display wire thingy in there that is causing the issue.
Oh no, that is another issue entirely. Okay.
Hmm.
Ignore this Windows 11 image for now. But yeah, okay. This again,
Hold on.
I must admit
Uh-huh.
that I do not have. I understand tech to an extent, but I am not an engineer. I am not a tech guy in the sense that like I'm not knowledgeable enough for certain things like extreme hardware niche things like this freaking ribbon cable. Okay, this fucking ribbon
Uh-huh.
cable. The guy who invented ribbon cables hated humanity.
Why were your fingers too stubby to actually put in a fucking ribbon?
No. Okay, hear me out. This wasn't my fault. My old laptop. Okay, I had an HP laptop, really old laptop, and it okay. To be fair, it's like 9 years old at this point, but it was working. It's a dual core processor, 8 GB RAM, pretty slow, but it was still working. I could use it for basic stuff. I could use it as a server for my other stuff. But this freaking laptop had to be cleaned. And I cleaned it, not a problem. It's all fine. And then something happened and the display stopped working. Okay, this is just to be clear. I cleaned it, I put it back together, it was working fine, and then the display stopped working. Okay, I did not screw up something while opening up the laptop. And then I realized that the ribbon cable basically didn't fit into the little slot anymore because it became loose. And the ribbon cable was like stripped a little bit. I was like, okay, you know what? It's okay.
no.
It's a cable. It's a cable. Wear and tear is going to be there. You know, it's okay. I will Control NK asks, how did you clean it? I just opened it up. I
Put it in the
used
washing machine, Control 9K. That's how you clean laptops.
I used a dry brush to like brush away all the dirt, and that's pretty much it.
Airbrushes are not a thing in India. You have to do the manual way.
Didn't use any alcohol for rubbing alcohol for it. Didn't use any water and soap for it. If that's what you're wondering, you have to dry clean it. Machine wash is not advisable. He says yes. So what I did was I put it in the washing machine and then I put it in the oven so that it will dry out real quick.
Yep.
I think that should work. But yeah,
just dip it in alcohol just to make sure.
So the freaking problem is the laptop works fine. The display is just not connected to it. Okay, I was like, okay, it's just a cable. It's fine. There's wear and tear. You know, I can figure this out. So somehow managed to fix the display problem. And then I didn't realize there was a ribbon cable connecting the power button, the plastic power button, to the actual power button in the motherboard. And that came loose.
I see.
So now the laptop works, the display is connected, and I can't switch it on.
Man, you have an interesting week with technology, I must say.
I called up everybody again. I asked for the ribbon cable, and they're like, no, you don't get it. I'm like, what? You don't get it?
Not even fucking small repair shops.
No. I called up every shop in Vashi Plaza that does repairs, and they were like, nahi milta hai. And like, how do you not, like, why wouldn't you get a ribbon
go the
cable?
full extent. Just go to, what is the Lamington Road and see if you can find it there.
It's a freaking cable. Control 9K, the guy 30 kilometers away didn't have it. He said he can't do it. And I said, listen, I just need to connect the plastic button to the motherboard. That's literally what they did. Like, it just needs to register the click of the button. And the laptop is useless now. I just took out the hard disk. I'm like, screw it, it's gone. Again, it is 9 years old, so it's not like I'm destroying tech on a regular basis. I'm just trying to save old tech. It's freaking gone. It's been a terrible week for tech.
Lamington will have whatever the fuck you need. Pretty sure there'll be like a guy in a
Why
corner
make ribbon cables? Okay, why? Just tell me why. Okay,
for portability,
no,
possibly.
this laptop right here, okay, it has a proper cable connecting the laptop, the display to the motherboard. It
Oh,
has
okay, the
it has
display.
no ribbon cable connecting the power button to the motherboard. Okay,
It
I'm
is
not an
beefy
engineer,
as well,
but
you
I
know.
think you could not use ribbon cable. Maybe ribbon cable should just not be used.
For displays.
Try finding it on Alibaba, says Control 9K. Alibaba banned in India.
Jack mine allowed, baby.
Also, if I order it
Also,
on Alibaba, it's probably going to come to me 3 months later, and then
yeah.
nobody is going to fix it for me, or they're going to charge me a bomb to fix it because I clearly can't do it myself.
The hassles we face over here for technology, I must say.
Like God. Yeah, and see the thing is like on one hand I blame these assholes for like I blame Google for putting in like one little part that cannot be fixed even if you replace the entire freaking motherboard, and I blame HP for putting in a ribbon cable that literally cannot sit inside its own fucking thing. Because Control and cases ribbon cables are much more flexible. My old laptop had display issues because of other cables. Oh, my laptop's okay. I understand it's like anecdotal, but I've literally never had a display problem with a normal cable compared to a ribbon cable. The problem with the ribbon cable is that it also just like freaking dies.
Comes off.
And while they of course they are more flexible, they are very good, but freaking India doesn't have these parts. Okay, that's what I'm pissed off about mostly. Like the guy was like, listen, pixel parts in India not available. You just don't get them. I'm like, the phone is officially released in India. How do you not get the freaking parts? They're like, no, you don't get the parts.
You just get the
Ribbon
phone.
cable. No, you don't get a ribbon
I have
cable.
to fix shit. Fuck you.
Control and blame yourself. You cleaned it carelessly. Okay, here's the thing. It's like saying I broke my phone screen by mistake, but fuck you, you were careless, so you don't get a replacement for it. I'm like, I'll pay you for the screen replacement. And he's like, nah, no, you don't. Okay, I screwed up. I messed up somewhere, but I'm ready to pay to fix it. And everyone's like, nah, we can't fix it for you. Control NK says send it outside India. Yes. How about I send myself outside India? That would be a great fucking idea.
You get phones for cheaper that way.
Yeah. And apparently you get phone parts where repair shops can actually fix
repair
shit.
Yes.
God damn it.
These companies make phones with the idea that everyone who purchases it has like a fucking mini garage in their house is ready to fix shit, you know. That's why they don't like putting in things like ribbon cables and all that.
I think they're just like, okay, I'm making a phone, and you know what? I'm going to make sure parts are available for the phones that if something goes wrong, it can be fixed. And they look at India and they're like, fuck that country. No, nah, I don't give a shit about them. Like any other country, like yes, let's make sure that it's all there. But India, they're like,
the spare parts go to Shenzhen and die out over there.
Yeah, and like the Pixel 4, Pixel 5, and Pixel 6 didn't launch in India officially. Google was like, nah, fuck it. India's like giving us trouble with it. We're just not going to fucking launch it. We're done. I don't know, man. It's like tech in India is just like fucking terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Considered
our internet is beautiful. Indian internet surprisingly really, really good. Indian tech really, really bad.
Hardware is not exactly a strong suit.
Yeah. God damn it. And also, the only reason I put a Windows 11 this thing in here is because my laptop has like the update ready, and I have Windows 11 on this laptop illegally. Microsoft don't sue me, but this laptop doesn't. You can look for a similar laptop, same series laptop. No, see the thing is the laptop for the parts. So probably, but again, I have to find the laptop and take the cable from there and then put it into this one. It's just like a big pain in the ass. I'm just trying to save the tech. Like I don't want to throw it out because it's still functioning. That's the only thing. But if it's too much of a hassle, I'm going to be like, fuck it. I'm contributing to e-waste, unfortunately. But yeah, so this laptop already has Windows 11. I've been using it for testing the OS and all that. Everything seems fine. But then this might be really weird. I don't know if anyone can relate to this, but I can see the upgrade to Windows 11 is ready for your PC over here. Okay, like little icon is over there, and I'm like, oh, my PC supports Windows 11. I can upgrade anytime I want, and it gives me a giddy sense of joy. So I'm just like,
But
I don't know. That's it. That's. I just don't want to upgrade because I can see the icon there. And if I go to my Windows update, it shows me like this giant banner. It's like Windows 11 is ready for you and it's free. So I'm like, hey, I can upgrade.
Oh my God.
But then if I upgrade it, then it becomes like now what? And then the upgrade
So
is
you
always there.
just want to keep the prospect around. You just want
I just want the satisfaction of the update to be like, someday where I'm like really
never-ending.
down in the gutter. I'm like fucking, I like hate life, and I'm like, nothing can make me feel better. I'm like, oh, update, tech
Windows 11.
update, yes, I love updates. Yeah, like I don't know if
The
it's
mini dopamine rush that you get from tech updates is
yeah. Like my phone gets an update and all it says is it's like 1 GB update. It's like slight camera improvements. I'm like, oh, yay! And I'm looking at the camera. I'm like, is there a difference? Is there a difference? Like I can't see
Not
shit, but is
really.
there a difference? And there's no difference usually. But
slight. They really emphasis on the slight.
yeah, but I mean, Windows 11 is a big difference. It you lose a lot of functionality, so I can understand a lot of people not being happy with it. But it looked better, and it works much better on the newer generation of tech, which I can't afford.
I don't know why, but that sound you made just sound like a camera shutter sound for some reason.
Wish. See, I have the option, like either fix this thing somehow and get a better camera, or pay 15K for my actual camera, and then buy a capture card, which is stupid.
Is this even happening? Is the phone actually happening? I don't think the phone is happening. It's an ancient relic at this point.
It's not okay. The Pixel 2, Pixel 3,
How old
Pixel
is
4, and the Pixel 5. These 4 phones have the exact same sensor.
But how old is it?
It's 4 years. No. 3 years.
Even 3 years is okay, like considerable, but then 3 years is still pretty fucking long. It's like in the gray area of
Surprisingly
finding
still
parts around
good.
here.
I spent a lot of time googling. I'm just like looking at random phones, and then I'm like Pixel 2 XL versus this phone,
I see.
and then I just keep checking it out. And also, like I have a Samsung M31. Okay, like while it's one of the better M series phones, it's literally like Samsung's worst series ever. They're like, India is poor, let's make this series for India. That's literally the goal they came with. They were like, we need to make cheap phones for India. They cut 25% of the features that Samsung phones actually have, and then they gave it out to India for a cheaper price. So this 3-year-old flagship is better than the current midship that I have. Yes. God damn it. Okay, final topic. I'm done ranting about tech, I guess.
Oh my God.
This is
Yes, the cat in the bag.
this is just a fun story more than anything. So basically, I have sorry, one sec. Control line case says, is it a pavilion? It is a pavilion. It's a pavilion 15 from 2012, if I'm right. And you say upgrade to Ubuntu. If you wait too much, it might become a paid upgrade. Hey, Control 9K, when you're like me, no upgrade is a paid upgrade, if you know what I mean. It's like the meme, the secret is crime. But yeah, so for those of you who are still watching, because we've got like 1 hour 26 minutes, I have 3 dogs and I have 5 cats at home.
12.
No, the cats like died out like really quickly in different ways. So like, remember how many cats just like freaking ran away because they were like, I'm tired of your shit, and then they never came back. And do you remember that cat which was just like mocking us while you were helping me shift out? Like, it's just standing there and it's like, hey, fuckers, you'll never catch me.
That was the one we tried to catch, but then ended up running away into the village behind us, right?
Yes, that asshole. Control says, "Are you looking for HP Pavilion 15 AC 30-pin display cable?" If you could show me a picture of that, I would be very happy about it. But I think that seems to be what I'm looking for. It's not the display cable; it's the power. It's the power cable, not the display cable. The display cable turned out to be fine afterwards. The power cable was the problem. Also, are you checking Alibaba or Amazon or something? But yeah, anyway, I have 3 dogs and 5 cats right now. So you can imagine how vaccinations for them are a problem.
Yes.
So what
I think the dogs are still easier to handle. The cats are probably a bigger pain.
But what happens is we need to call the vet home. Like if a vet we know, and he's like a few kilometers away, so he comes in a car with his assistant, and he like just makes sure that everyone gets vaccinated yearly. It's like a yearly event where everyone gets to participate. And if we have to do a lot of pre-planning, okay. So the thing is, like, all 5 cats don't get along with each other. There's one cat who's a complete asshole to everybody, so she has to be kept in a separate room, okay, so that she can be caught later. Otherwise, she runs away. She like literally jumps off the terrace into another house and runs away. And then there's 2 cats which are like chill, but the minute the vet comes, they're like, okay, something is up, and they start running away. And then 2 other cats which just don't get along. So there you go. So we have to put them in like different rooms, and we have to keep them there, make sure they're all contained and they have no way of running. And all the dogs are also in one room so that they don't like disturb the peace of the cats. And one that the cat, which is an asshole, is like really scared of humans. All of them are rescues, by the way, so they all have like fucked up histories of abuse and neglect and all that shit. So they've been rescued from accidents and abusive homes and shit like that. So this one cat, which actually looks like the cat in the image, sort of, is she kind of looks disgusted all the time. When she has like 2 teeth here, so she's like all the time. But yeah, she like scratches and bites the hell out of you. And Audie knows this for a fact because he's like, he knows this firsthand. We had to go get tetanus injections afterwards because of how much he maimed us. And this is part of the yearly activity. Like, he needs to destroy one of us. So again, this shit wasn't available in India either. So my dad had to get it from US when a person was coming from there. He paid for it, he bought it, sent it to their house, and then they got it over. It's a cat restraint bag.
It scrunches them up, right?
It basically, I don't give a shit if it scrunches them up. All I care about is that it holds them in one place and it like makes sure that they can't tear out. So the problem is you still have to lift them and put them in the bag. So there's a lot of time for the cat to like maim you and eat your hand.
In the process.
In the process, yes. But the good thing is, if you take the cat and you fling it into the bag and you manage to strap everything on real quick, the cat just goes, but it can't do shit. It can't tear away from the bag because the bag is like held real tight. So all you actually have to do.
Also looks like it's made of like some thick jute-like material. So
I don't know the material, but it is thick. It is very strong.
I imagine it's like some sort of weird Kevlar, some sort of like knife-proof material that doesn't let the cat claw through it, and
Yeah. That is very important because these freaking they try real hard. So there's like a base layer that the cat can't like get past. Like, I think it's like some thin plastic or something, so it's not hard. It's not easy to rip past it. So the neat part about this is once you get the cat in, you hold the cat down, and then now you don't have to be scared because the asshole can't turn around and like bite into your hand. You pull out one strap of the bag, and the doctor just jabs the cat, and then you let it out, and it's done. Today was like the easiest vaccination for a cat ever, and apparently it's only I think $30 or something in the US. So if anyone from the US is watching, it is really worth it if your cat's an asshole like mine. Also, SKT28494 asks, how come you're in a t-shirt? It's chilled out here in Delhi. We're in Mumbai. It's actually pretty chilly here as well, but I absolutely love the chill. So, like, we went to Nainital once and it was 6 degrees and I was walking around in a t-shirt because I love the chill that much. Audie hates the chill.
Kerala. It's hot as fuck over here.
Yeah.
I fucking love it.
Kataranke says normal ribbon cable might work, I think. Kataranke, I'm very touched by your dedication to finding me a cable. I thank you. I really appreciate it.
To get your display working again.
Yes, I really appreciate it. But yeah, so He's freaking like today
So
was painless. Even the doctor was like, "Wow, this was like easy." Like, yeah, I don't know it.
so there was some video on Reddit that showed up some technique that a veterinarian was using with cats, especially. It's not so much. It does not involve any bag as such. It just involves him holding a cat in a very specific manner. Apparently, he holds it up like, imagine if the Pringles can were like a cat or something.
Yes, very
He
very
just
easy to
holds.
imagine.
He
God
just
damn it.
holds the cat by the butt over here once. He
Uh,
holds it by the chest area. Holds it. He holds the cat like that. Then he scrunches up the cat by holding it close to him. For some reason, that sends the cat into this very paralytic state, so to speak. That they're just so confused by the whole situation. They're like, "What the fuck am I supposed to do?"
wow.
And the vet just sort of jabs them afterwards, right after. It was a fucking very interesting thing to watch because after my experience with that one fucking cat, I was just surprised at the way this guy managed to subdue a fucking aggressive cat like that. Like, what the
Control 9
fuck did you?
cases. Yes, his whole channel is related to that, I think. Try that with your cat too. See, the problem with my cat is I can't hold them by the underbelly at all.
No, 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 no,
Okay.
no. Mm-mm.
They
You
will
can't hold them by the
destroy me.
top at all,
I need to
much
hold
less
them
the
by their
fucking
neck.
underbelly.
I just need to pull them up, and I need to like, I can't do that with grown cats because that places too much strain on them. So I need to put one hand somewhere underneath without getting scratched while holding them up so that they don't bite me. And I have to put them into the bag. Especially this one asshole cat. That guy, that one is like insane. Like she will destroy whatever part of your body she gets to.
You
If
know
she
how
turns
like
around and grabs onto your t-shirt, she's grabbing onto your chest and your stomach, not just your
hmm,
t-shirt. Either,
your t-shirt is already torn, but now your chest also has like nice little tattoo marks all over the this thing,
yeah.
like claw marks, easy tribal tattoos.
Uh, this
Also,
cat is a
you know how
pain.
like fucking cartoons, there will be like two people holding Tom and Jerry, Tom by like a stick or something. That's basically how you have to restrain such kind of cats.
Yeah.
There is no other way around it. You like have to make sure their arms, their limbs don't have any power, so to speak. If even one limb has power and has like the ability to cut a rope, you're screwed. You're done. You have
So
to subdue all four limbs
so
together.
what we used to do, what we usually do is like we take a thick blanket or a jute bag, we put it
Hmm.
over the cat and just hold it down
Yeah, that
completely,
makes sense.
and then the doctor just picks it up by lifting a
Uh,
little part of it. Oh my god! Like animals could just understand that we were trying to help them, and they just
if
accepted
they
some
could,
shit. Like
yes.
after that, we had to give deworming tabs to our dogs.
Oh my
And
god. That's
my old lab, he went down fighting. He spat out his tablets like 4 times in a row. Each time
don't
the
you just
tablet
hold up
becomes
his jaw
smaller,
and
and
make
so
sure he just
he's frothing at his mouth when they're holding his jaw. He's like he's nicely sleeping now, but god damn it, the animals are sometimes such a pain in the ass to medicate. Nothing else, just
maintain?
medicate.
Hmm.
Uh,
Ah man.
but yes, cat bag. I'm telling you guys, cat bag is the best thing ever. If you want a cat and you want to make sure your hands are like it doesn't look like a cut up mess of
Mess.
meat.
Hmm.
Yeah, you should get a cat bag.
See,
Cat
considering the
bag
amount of
maker
power that
sponsor
cats do
us.
have,
Yeah,
cats show a surprising amount of restraint when it comes to biting. They threaten you. They threaten you to the bitter end, but when they bite hard. They don't just go out, guns blazing and make sure they just bite you every single damn time.
that is true.
Uh,
Like like one of my recent Reddit posts was about my dad getting bit by a cat, and I think you remember
oh
the
yeah.
photo. It's
Hmm.
if anyone on Reddit is curious on my profile, you can go check it out. It's like he literally he was bleeding for some 8 hours after the bite because the cat bit his hand and just hung from his hand like that without letting go. So it was like really deep, and apparently the cat bites like take much longer than dog bites to heal because they go much deeper.
They go deep. They go like it's like fucking literal fangs that are like half a finger long or something and goes through your fucking hand. Fuck that.
Sometimes like sometimes I want like there was a time where I've told you this many times. I think we almost fostered a leopard cub,
I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, obviously we wouldn't be able to keep it because it's an exotic animal. You're not allowed to do that. But we were going to foster it because it lost its mom. And I sometimes I wonder, like, what if we let that leopard grow up here? And then I'm like, yes, leopard vaccination, holding it down, and it's like,
Yeah, but
oh,
that
fuck you, and then you're just dead. You're
one
just like
fucking
fucking
swipe and
dead.
it ends you with your with one hit. Ends the whole family with one hit, essentially.
Yeah, like,
So really, a leopard in a house full of animals. Yeah, that would go
hey, I
real
would take the
smoothly.
leopard out for walks and scare the shit out of everybody else. That would be a
But
great
leopards
way for
actually-
me and the leopard to be put down, but
I see. Yeah, sure. But it would be a nice way to end life, I guess, with a leopard at your side.
yeah, that would definitely work. I mean, again, yes,
Leopards
I don't own a
that grew up
leopard.
with. There's like an image that showed a
The leopard
dog
with the
that grew up
cow?
with a leopard.
Oh. No, so
There was
okay. So Adi, you know how I'm a big supporter of cheetah supremacy. I think cheetahs are like the best these things ever, best cats ever, right? So
Mhm.
cheetahs apparently get lonely and need support dogs at times in zoos.
Oh yeah, maybe that's the image I was referencing. Then it was not
That's so
leopards.
cute.
It was
Like a cheetah needs a little
they are
dog.
a community animal. Na, at the end of the day, they
See,
they
Adi,
need their pride
see,
basically.
cheetahs are better than freaking leopards. What do you like? You like leopards. Leopard.
Solo hunters. They don't need to rely on others. They can just jump around going eating their own food.
Yeah, but the cheetah will come to you and sit on your lap and you can pet it.
Sure, a leopard can also do the same thing.
No,
Difference
leopard
is
will kill
both
you.
probably. Very high chance. Yes.
And cheetahs meow like
They purr,
cats.
they meow.
They also meow, I think. Yeah, they do.
They do meow. They actually there is no roar that comes
Yeah.
from them.
So they're like giant ass
They're
cats that
gigantic
just go
fucking
meow.
cats, basically.
Yeah, I mean, if I could find a cat bag that would work for a cheetah, definitely. Fuck it, my life goal.
At that point, you might as well just use like fucking 3-4 jute rice bags or some shit.
No, right?
That would be more effective.
I don't think that would be enough at all. But my life goal now is to own a cheetah someday, or sponsor a cheetah. Like I want to
find someone.
maybe go into the forest, help a little cheetah cub grow, and then I go back like a year later, and the cheetah jumps on me. It's like, oh, bro, hi, I remember
Or
you.
like fucking Jane Goodall, just for fucking going around doing charity work for cheetahs and whatnot.
Yeah, like there's actually this animal welfare activist in Maharashtra who's very famous for her work. She worked with horses and donkeys mainly, or she used to at least. And
Wait, I remember her.
yeah, she runs a huge shelter with a lot of different dogs, a lot of horses, donkeys, the works. And her son is in Africa working with cheetahs. He works with an NGO that is trying to save cheetahs as much as possible.
There is a YouTube channel that you would be interested in, the Lion Whisperer, I believe it's called.
Is that the
You
dude
should
who
check it
scares
out.
the shit out of the tiger?
No.
Like he goes behind the
That's a
tiger and he's
different-
like poing, and the tiger's like,
Nah,
what the fuck
that's a
was that?
different guy.
Ah.
That guy, I think, has his own like mini reserve for lions, but this guy, the Lion Whisperer, has like a proper fucking vast expanse of land and has just dedicated it to lions and big cats. Basically, he took out a whole piece of land from this thing, Maasai tribe, and sort of gave it back to the lions, and now they just grow rescues over there. Breed rescues over there, probably.
That's nice. Also, Sound in the City on Reddit says, believe in your cheetah dream, bro. Thank you. And I hope you achieve your dreams as well. Not because you told me to believe in my cheetah dream, just in general. I wish all of you achieve your dreams. But yeah, that's it for this episode. Thank you all for joining, except for Economy Ad 5398, who said was stream of all time. Congrats. But yeah, everyone else.
Ad 5390, he can me.
No, I just took a quick look at his profile and I was like, yeah, okay, never mind. Nope, not gonna talk.
Interesting names.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, no, let's not. Fuck it, it's okay. But yeah, thank you, whoever is here for listening. You can find us on.
Viewers. Nice.
If you want to see more, we are on YouTube, Nandemo Podcast, and we also do review reviews of TV series and movies. And we also do a lot of anime stuff if you're into anime stuff. This is just us doing random shit. And Bazooka Baby has just put in our subreddit r/Nandemo. If you want to join in and talk about anything, yeah, you can also find our Discord on our YouTube if you want to join. That's
And on Reddit as well.
yeah, that's it for this episode. Thank you for joining. Thank you very much for commenting as well. And thank you, Sound the City. One day when I get a cheetah, I'm going to tag you and make sure that you know that I have the cheetah. And Control 9K, get me that cave. Damn, if I actually get the cable out of it. No, you don't get your salt and vinegar chips. But yeah, that's it, guys.
Let's
See you in. I always fuck up this part.
See you Wednesday.
See you
when we're doing
Wednesday.
the next episode,
Yes. See you in 3 days at the same time. But yeah.
Just say
Bye.
see you Wednesday. It's like fucking easier. Bye.